All right, thank you, Craig. Good news for Miami Beach residents. They want to get back on that island, and now they're going to be able to.
And that is good news. We told you just a little while ago we were trying to hook up with the helicopter pilot who's shooting this devastation from the helicopter itself. Maurice Johnson is his name. First of all, Maurice, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rick. Go ahead.
Maurice, you and I have known each other a long time, so I'm going to ask you this question quite bluntly. With the exception of the wars in which you have fought, have you ever seen pictures that resemble the type of destruction that you're flying over right now?
That's negative. This, what you see now, is what you call total destruction. Especially like here, over at the airport, I've seen places that's been bombed out that did not create the destruction that Hurricane Andrew just caused to this area.
Sally and I are looking at these pictures, you know, and we almost want to not believe that some of these buildings actually were something other than perhaps dilapidated buildings to begin with, or maybe buildings that were halfway constructed. That's not the case, though, is it?
No, the modern age building that we're shooting just at this particular moment is a fairly new building. It's only 5 years old. The shopping center that's across the street where it says Winn-Dixie, Kmart, that is a recent structure up there. It's built in the last 6 or 7 years. The Cutler Ridge Mall, as you know, is one of the newest malls that we have in this area. And like I said, it is total devastation.
Maurice, can you kind of take us, you seem to know this area well, better than we do here. Why don't you take us on a tour and tell us which buildings you see and what you know about the building?
Okay, Sally, we're going to head over towards the Cutler Ridge Mall.
All right, we're seeing the Winn-Dixie store right now.
That's it.
And we're seeing some residential areas.
Okay, this is just north of the Turnpike extension on the area, and it's east of US 1. The building off to my right, is a modern age building from the rear. As you can see, as we pan along, as we are flying, you'll see nothing but debris that has been spread all over, even empty fields. As we come up here towards the Cutler Ridge Mall, you'll see on the side of the Turnpike extension an 18-wheeler where the cargo is laying upside down on the side of the road.
That's it right there.
That's it.
Huh.
And what's all that debris all over the place on the side of the road,
That
Maurice?
is loose pieces that was flying when the hurricane hit, and they just happened to land there. Right now, we're coming up on the Holiday Inn in the Cutler Ridge Mall. As you can see...
That's totally gutted, isn't it, Maurice?
That's affirmative. That's a total devastation.
Right at the edge.
I hope nobody was in there when this happened.
Now what you're looking at is Cutler Ridge Mall.
Now, these are not places that were
There's Mervin's.
halfway in construction or anything, right, Maurice? These are buildings that were fully operational.
No, these are fully operational buildings. I've even shopped here. That's Mervin. That's J.C. Penney's right below us. As you can see, the one that says ears, that's Sears with the S gone.
Guess it is, Maurice. Yeah, there it is. I don't see much roof damage on that one. That seems to have escaped major damage. Am I wrong?
It is. It's a pretty good structure. There's no damage, but you'll see the Sears Auto, which is coming across, a part of it was peeled off.
Part of the roof.
Yeah, the little building with the cars right behind it.
Yeah, but that's not as bad as the other roofs. My gosh.
What is that big body of water that we're looking at right there? Is that a lake or a puddle?
That's a parking lot. That's a parking lot, and as you see, the open front building.
Yes.
I think it used to be Publix.
Yes, that's the Publix. You're absolutely right. The whole front facade, and looks like the interior is gone. The checkout lines, forget it.
And the one that's just below us is Rhodes Furniture. That's a parking lot behind it, on the side and in the front, if you got a boat.
Can you tell, because you probably are able to see things that we can't see through our monitor, can you see the merchandise in some of these places still? For example, do you see furniture in the modern age? Do you see food inside the Publix stores?
I haven't got that close to it yet, Rick. I can go down closer, but right now I'm shooting you a wide shot so you can see the whole area at one time to see what type of devastation this really was.
Maurice, why don't you, if you can, head over to that modern age building and let's take a look inside and see what happened. It's a pretty open shot. Most of the roof is gone in the back there.
Okay, that's what I'm headed for.
We can't help but imagine, and the reason we're concentrating on the modern age, because we would think, Maurice, that's got to be at least in the upper millions of dollars in damages if they were to lose every piece of furniture inside that store, not to mention all the decorating that they've done just to make the furniture stand out and the money that they've paid to their interior decorators to make the place look good. Then you add to that the physical plant itself. We got to be talking about millions of dollars, should we not?
What's that right there, Maurice?
Okay, this is a new building. I can't even tell you what's the name of it, Sally, because the front is all gone. The facade is all gone off the front. We're not coming up on the modern age building.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going down lower. This is, I hope the transmitter stay with me and let me know if I'm losing a signal.
We'll do that for you.
All the glass there broke out. Look at that.
It looks like the furniture is piled up in one corner on the right there.
Okay, we even have a car. As you see, this gentleman in the blue shirt is standing down there by his car. I guess he's wondering how he's going to get it out of here.
Look at that.
Look at all that furniture just tossed around and probably ruined.
That must have been the storage area in the back, the way that was jumbled around there.
Where you see the top part, that was the showroom from the front.
What is that boat doing there?
Somebody parked it, or
Maybe it got there from Biscayne Bay.
there's a lot of them down there, too.
Just kidding, folks.
Now, what's that?
Okay, this is one of those strip centers across the street from Eckert's and Kmart's. It's down by Quail Roost.
Strip shopping center.
Where is the Holiday Inn from here, Maurice? Can you make it over there fairly easily?
The Holiday Inn is only about 3 blocks from here. I'm going to give you a turn, and you could be looking at it from a long distance while I go toward it.
Here it is. I wish there was a way that we can find out whether this place was vacated prior to the storm hitting or whether there were actually people in there at the time. I think that certainly would be a pertinent question.
I'll tell you one thing. Most of the hotels inland were booked. Some friends of mine tried to get reservations. They tried to escape the coastal areas to go inland, and they couldn't find rooms. They had a tough time. They had to go to a friend's house. So I hope it wasn't.
Well, I'll tell you, from this vantage point, one can't help but think that if it was filled with guests at the time, that they would have had a very tough time getting out of there without some injuries.
Let's see if Maurice can get closer in on that Holiday Inn so we can see a little bit more of what happened there.
Maurice, of all the areas that you've flown over so far today, is this the area by far that's you've seen that's shown you the most damage?
This is the worst area. The eye part of the eye came this way. I think it extended all the way down here to Cutler Ridge up to around 120th Street.
All the windows are gone. Well, the beds and the furniture are in there
The
still.
beds and the furniture,
There's a few
the
cars
mirrors
there. I
and the
think some
dressers.
people forgot to check out.
I guess. Quite a sight at Cutler Ridge.
Maurice, stay with us for just a second here. We're going to just make a quick appeal to our viewers. We're having a problem right now. So many of you are calling us here at Channel 7 right now that our phone bank is completely jammed up. We can't make any phone calls going out. We can't get any phone calls coming in. The entire system is just jammed up. So if you would, unless it's an emergency and you need to reach us, we have to ask you in the most cordial and diplomatic way as I possibly can to not call us, at least within the next hour or so, while we can take care of some of our business, or else we're going to have a tough time bringing you or disseminating the information that we're trying to bring to you. We're not trying to discourage you from communicating with us, because without you, we can't do the news. But at this particular point in time, we'd like for you to cease calling so we can just get our phone system back in order again. We thank you ahead of time for that.
Maurice, what was that pink building that